My heaviest weight, even during my pregnancies, I think maximum would have been um, 87, maybe towards the end of the pregnancy 90, but I've never been above that. As said, I've always been athletic in my lifestyle, always tried to eat well. So the heaviest I've ever been, it's around the 80s. I would say I'd always bordered that. So, but when I gained the 15 kilograms extra, looking at myself in the mirror, that's when I realized that no, 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 no. Yeah. So the heaviest I've been is around 80s, maybe pregnancy in 90. Yeah. And obviously, as women, we pack up a lot of weight, right? We pack up a lot of weight during pregnancy, and it should be that way. It's a joyful time. I mean, times have changed, right? We see women today, literally, when they find out that they're expecting, they're pregnant, they're still training, and they'll train throughout the pregnancy until the last. I was also more or less like that, but not like during now, the times like now. I mean, my children are a bit older now. In those times, I remember my firstborn, I used to swim a lot. I used to go to gym. And then the second one, I trained until I got to like 6 months. Then I was like, no, tired. I was very heavy, second pregnancy. So that's the heaviest I've been. How I lost the 15 kilograms in the last 2 years. And I can be specific with that number because of the too much documentation that I did. Also understanding how my weight has fluctuated over the years, right? So, for example, in my other video, I do cover that the heaviest that I've been is during my pregnancies with my children. My last pregnancy of my last child, I was probably early 90s. I've never been one to hit your late 90s, even to 100. One, because of the body makeup, DNA from home. We always, a small family, and so we've never been one to be obese or overweight. Also, as said, the lifestyle that I've lived, having played sports in school. So growing up, you are always, taught about your metabolism, that your metabolism, when you are still young, it's much more quicker, faster, it burns fat, but as you grow older, it slows down. So I always apply the BMI matrix. Is a scientific biological matrix that anyone can use, and it's better and safer instead of always relying on the scale. The scale is good and well, but your BMI is more accurate, right? So my BMI will tell me based on my age, based on my weight, based on my body mass and bones, where I'm supposed to be. So if the BMI matrix tells me I'm obese, I believe the BMI. If it tells me that I'm healthy, then fine. Then it will tell me how much I need to lose. Right. So it's important to know what your BMI is. BMI stands for Body Mass Index. It takes into account your height. It takes into account your age. It takes into account your weight. So some of us, we can say, yes, this person looks thin and looks slim, but you might find that according to their BMI, they're not as healthy as they look. They're literally obese. And so I've never measured my growth, my development, my changes, my success when it comes to gym and training based on how I want to look, or how much I desire to weigh, right? But I've always taken the BMI. If I'm healthy according to my BMI, I'm good. If the BMI calculator says that I'm obese, I'm unhealthy, I go by that, right? So even if I see myself shredding, yes, I'm on the scale, I can see the kilograms are coming down, but definitely the BMI one thing you should know and you should measure as well. So you can get this little baby. I don't even know where I got it. It was actually a brand, this one. A brand at the time, they were hosting this, but it's called Scoop to Lose. I'm not sure if that company still exists. I'm not endorsed by them or anything. As said, I've had this for years, you know, but it was the best corporate gift that I got, and I still kept this. So also you can literally, as said, go on Google, go to a doctor, right? So your BMI is your body mass index. So for example, for me, I've got this gift. Actually, it was the best gift I've ever received, I must say, in my entire life. I receive a lot of gifts from clients and corporate gifts, but this one I've had it for years. I think it was one of the uh, health events that we had at one company I used to work for in telecommunication, and they were giving away gifts, and this is literally a measuring tape, as you can see, and then it has all the whistles and bells, literally, really. So it's a calculator of your BMI. I know there are websites you can go online, you can just type in on Google BMI calculator and you'll get this. So I look at this one, as you can see, it has the BMI calculator. So you put in your height by age, and then boom, literally it's got a wheel. So I've been using this for years. I mean, I use it even to measure when I do, you know, dresses, or I need to sew something or give it to a tailor. Then I know what my measurements are, you know, the bust and the waist and so. So what I've done, when I say naturally, I mean without any artificial intakes, without any speedy, fast diets that are out there. And we know there are many for both men and women. There is nothing that is not available. We live in what I call the cut and paste times, where you can achieve anything with your body. I could have lost the 15 kilos over a quick time, even a year. I've done it before. You can just, you know, next thing you know, you are all slim. But the dangers of that, if you haven't built the discipline, the method, the lifestyle, the change, the rippling effects of how the weight comes back, it's double the effect. You know, picture yourself just like if you are a drug addict, whether it's alcohol, it's food, sugars and salts and fats. You start very small. It's like wine or drinking. You start with the cigarette there, you start with the glass, then it becomes 2, 3, it's 4 smokes, it's 1 burger, 2 burgers, then it's a chocolate, then it builds over time. So to wake up one day and say, I'm losing weight, I'm stopping everything, if anything, it will be a body shock and it will set you back. And more than anything, it traumatizes the mind, because the body starts thinking, but I'm used to this, I'm used to sugar, where is this, where is that? So I always prefer the slow and steady wins the race. And when I say natural, I look at, when I say natural, also previously in my lifetime or phases when I still used to have finances. And for me, what was also a discipline, finances were not flowing as they used to. For example, I was not getting a steady income. Sometimes I didn't have money. And it was a way of God just breaking me and teaching me the basics of being humbled. It's amazing when we've got money and all these things, the spirit of gluttony and overspending and over wanting to do, it just overpowers us. It's normal, you know, as people. So I had to learn to do with the little of what I had. So slow and steady wins the race was the way for me, you know. So where I said, how do I want to be and look like when I turn 50, when I turn 60, when I turn 70? And those goals are what kept me to go. Also, I didn't even have the capacity in terms of my emotional state. So I had to be very kind and compassionate. One thing I can advise women in the community of Ubuntu is be kind and compassionate to yourself. You know, don't expect things overnight. Don't compare yourself with what is out there. Being being negative to yourself is very damaging. If anything, it doesn't help. It sets you back. So having a positive mind, eating well, eating clean, not wanting to do things very fast, you know, taking all these things that are out there. As said, in my previous lifetime, then I would buy things like, you know, your supplements whenever you are going running or morning, you know, they will sort of boost up your metabolism. You know, things like your creatine, we know it's good for muscles. You know, there's many supplements that have creatine, you build muscle quicker. So I didn't do all of those things, you know, so I took the long way, you know, then I could see the results as I was documenting. So it's important which is what Ubuntu knowledge is about. I love knowledge. I love knowing what I'm talking about. And I love learning new things from other people. But most of the time, I love being in a table around people, and my conversation can be expanded. So if I'm sitting with doctors, sitting with biomechanics, or sitting with all these professionals, then I'm also able to pick up and have a conversation. So I'm that type of person. So even within Ubuntu, those are the knowledge that I'll be bringing in to say, look, you want to lose weight, then let's look at the BMI, learn how to calculate your BMI, then know what your blood type is, so that you can eat accordingly. Yeah. One of the things also that are important for you to know is your blood type, right? Blood type, it helps also on what to eat, certain foods. For example, I'll go to a doctor like every year to do the normal checkup. So as women, we do the whole checkup from gynecological areas. We do the GP, dentist, eyesight. So I have a season in my life where I'll just do all those things at once. So I'll tell myself that, okay, this week or this month, I'm doing body refreshing, body taking care of. That is the skin, doing home waxing, home exfoliating, home pedicures, home manicures, right? So, and then I'll have a month or a season where I'm saying, okay, I need to go now see all my doctors, right? So that's where then I'll do the sugar levels, cholesterol and all those things. I'll do the blood levels, high blood, low blood. I've always been a low blood, although my blood is O positive, which is the most demanded, but I've never been able to give blood because of low blood pressure that I have. Every time I want to go and I want to donate, they'll be like, no, you've got low blood. So unfortunately, I can't. So it's important to know those things. Some of the doctors are like your biokineticist. That word always ruffles me. But yeah, it's a biokineticist. These are doctors, for example, you would go if you've got, let's say, injuries, bone, you've got bone injuries, you've got muscle, joints, especially when you're starting to train in the beginning, all right? You'll find that you've got a lot of joint, muscle pains because your body is not used to, especially for beginners, even at an intermediate advanced stage. Definitely, you will have some body injuries, which is why you have to listen to your body, right? The most important thing is, yes, do go hard, train, but listen to your body. So I'll have a season where, for example, I'll go and I'll see that specialist when I've got injuries, and just even for a deep massage. So those are some of the things I've been doing over the years, and they don't have to break the bank. You have to plan for it over time, put aside some money. It's not something you do every month, but it's something you do to take care of yourself, even if you are training from home. So what I've done is the monies that I would literally use for gym, now I've moved it to other areas of my life. So instead of paying that gym membership, paying for those heavy smoothies, which I would usually buy, and also clothing. Sometimes we go crazy when we go to these gyms because it's the pressure that you see people coming in branded clothing. So I've sort of moved those finances and become wiser over the years. Sleeping is also important. I sleep like a baby. I work, but I sleep as much as I work. I give myself time to sleep. Sugars is something I don't even think about. I've quit sugar. Water has just become my new best friend. Drinking water. I'll always have water around, water bottles. I don't even count. I just drink water throughout, whether it's a busy day. And so then I'll just grab a water, or I'll have just my 10-liter in the kitchen whenever I'm working. I'll just pass drink. So water is very important. Another thing also, I've learned to meditate over the years. It has helped me a lot, even in naturally so visualizing, speaking positive to myself, that is the subconscious mind. As we know, the subconscious doesn't know what is positive, negative, good or bad. So hence you have to always trick it and deceive it by saying your affirmations. I am this, I am that, I am healthy, I'm wealthy, I am good in my body functions, so that your fantasy or whatever your dream or your vision becomes a reality. So I've learned to meditate. Previously I'd lean on on guided meditation, like music. But now I'm able to quiet my mind. I don't even need music. I can just go into bed, or when I wake up immediately before doing anything, I sit on my bed still and I meditate. Or when I'm having a hectic day, a stressful day, or just simply wanting to calm myself down, and I go and I'll meditate. So I'm able to meditate to an hour, even more. So that has also helped me. So that's what I would advise. That's how I lost my 15 kilogram over 2 years. I know for personal trainers and people that train, they can say it's too long, but it works. It's gradually, so it takes account other things in life, because we are not always at the gym. We are not always just sitting training. Life happens, things happen. So for me, it was important to say it didn't have to feel like pressure, it didn't have to feel like too much, it didn't have to feel emotional and also self-critiquing to myself. No, it had to be a process which I would enjoy, which is why I would incorporate music, incorporate things like Pilates, yoga, resistant training, also using my body naturally, so to be my body weight. So things like push-up, jumping jacks, mountain climbs, overhead jumping jacks, those have helped and become sort of like a staple exercise for me. So eating well, I cannot emphasize. A lot of people think that eating healthy is expensive. It's not. Actually, it's more beneficial and cheaper over the long run, because your body gets to benefit. Your body gets to love you, and to brag to you and say you are treating me well. We know how the body is the first thing to tell you. Your body will tell you to say, look, you are not treating me well. The clothes won't fit, right? You won't sleep well. Your body will start stretching, stretch marks there, cellulite there, dark spots in certain areas. Why? Because your body is telling you, you are not doing me good. So please change your ways. So once you see those red hazards, your own body telling you, better understand it. I've always said the best place to be as a person is to learn to master yourself. Once you've learned to master yourself, trust me, all the other things and opinions and that are out there, it's very hard for them to penetrate and to go in. And building that mental strength is very important. Building the spiritual barometer is also important, so that the two can help your body. Whenever you're feeling tired, fatigued, feeling like giving up, your mind can always remind you, no, this is where you need to be. You've set yourself these goals. Your spirit can always tell you that, look, you need to be in the likeness of God. You need to stay away from bad company because it corrupts character. All the everything just it has to work together for good to them that love the Lord. So, and yeah, fasting also, it's a discipline that it's my lifestyle. So fasting for me is not an issue. I do it for my faith reasons. Also it helps when you're fasting, reading the word, praying, then your body also gets what? It gets the benefits, right, that you would get from a spiritual and mental point of view. So intermittent fasting, which is the new also buzzword that people are talking about, but intermittent fasting, what it helps, it helps your colon obviously to rest, your intestines, your body, even your liver from overworking. So intermittent fasting, obviously, we know if you, let's say, ate like today, previous day at 6, then you wait to eat the following day. If you can push it, you push it further. That also helps, but you don't binge eat. You don't fast, then time to eat. You just, gallop everything. No. So for me, over the years, fasting has really helped, and it's something I would encourage as well. Not as just a lifestyle, but also as a discipline to put in place, right, for yourself. Then the benefits are many. Some people are, they find it difficult to go without food even a day or half a day. I think the longest I've fasted is 40 days, 40 nights. And it's something I can talk about, knowing how the body changes, where you hit a block, where your body starts eating itself, where you start, even the hallucination. You can't talk about what you don't know. If you've never been to Mount Sinai, then how can you talk about it as Moses, Aaron, and Joshua? So definitely, I would also encourage fasting. Fasting is something that I've incorporated over there, and it works wonders for me. It does. This is the advice I would advise any woman, because I'm talking about something that I know, that I've done myself. So it's not a too much of textbook read, although I do research because that's something I love to do naturally, to know knowledge. But it's something that I've lived. So it's easier to say, look, the 5 o'clock, I know what I'm talking about. If anything, maybe the first 3 days, when you get to 7, it's difficult, 8, 10, and so, but when you get to your 19, 20, these are the benefits, and after, this is what you will become. The 5-day, it's a starting tool. The 14-day, because we've got different plans. The 5-day, which is your starter, it kicks you just to build that discipline. The 14, the 21, then the 30 days. So I'm talking about methods that I've built for myself at home, in the comfort of my own home. I've tested and played around with them, with the knowledge and that I've gained from fitness and health and my life and as a whole. Now to wanting to desire to helping the next person, another woman, another man, but helping another girl out there. So I hope that people can learn to say there is ways to lose your weight naturally. You don't always have to rush it. As long as you are compassionate, you are kind to yourself, you are loving to yourself, know that in time, with the right disciplines, you will get there. Slow and steady, as they say, always wins the race.
Thank you for watching today's Q&A. If it resonated with you, leave a comment or share it with someone rebuilding. Subscribe to Ubuntu Strength for real stories and homegrown healing. Look out for episode 2, which drops on Monday, How I Train in Winter. We are not chasing strength, we are remembering it.